Carmelo Anthony, New York legend, Denver legend, has a new podcast called 7 p.m. in Brooklyn. Very dope, but he just made news for some controversial statements about the Denver Nuggets, giving out his number to Nikola Jokic out of spite to kind of erase his whole career. So let's take a listen to what Carmelo had to say, and then we're going to come back and react to the clip. But before I play this vid, please like the video and subscribe to the channel.
You had to feel away when they gave Jokic that 15, bro, because that's Melo.
Hell yeah.
Did you think it was a petty maneuver?
It was a petty maneuver. It wasn't like, oh, we got numbers to choose from. It was like, here,
Take this one.
you got 15.
Ooh.
And y'all put Jokic in the middle of that. He don't know what the
He don't
going
even
on.
care.
He could have been like, I want to wear 15. He could have been like, 15 is here. I can wear 15. Oh, that's Melo's number. You know what I mean? Like, just pay homage. I don't know. He could have worn because he wanted to pay homage.
Right.
But what I believe is that they gave him 15 to try to erase.
What you did,
What I
your
did.
accomplishments over there. That's crazy.
I used to think about it. I don't think about this shit no more, though.
Yeah.
Because what's meant to be is meant to be.
Alright, so there you have it. Everything that I'm gonna say is with all due respect because I like Melo. Growing up watching Carmelo Anthony, that era when he was only one superstar per team, pretty much, or maybe a duo at max, but the talent was pretty even, so it was on the superstar to put your team over the top. I love that era, and Melo was definitely one of the brightest stars at that time. I remember these Melo matchups against Kobe, against LeBron, against Duncan, all that stuff. That was very, very entertaining. So I like Melo, man, but on this one, I think he's just wrong, and that sounded bitter. Because let's keep it real. According to the reports, he forced his way out of Denver. On the whole podcast, he kind of said that the media painted the narrative out there. So we're going to give Melo the benefit of the doubt and assume that he did not force his way out of Denver, that it was just an agreement on both sides that it was time to move on, right? It still doesn't make sense what Melo says because Melo is telling us that out of spite, because they wanted to erase all of his contribution to the Denver Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets drafted a guy from Serbia, second round, during a Taco Bell commercial. And they couldn't even tell that the guy would be so great, but out of spite and because they wanted to erase the number of Melo, they gave it to Nikola Jokic, thinking that it was going to be so great that he was going to eclipse what Melo had did. First of all, why would they do that? Second, it makes no sense. Like, no one in that draft actually believed that Nikola Jokic would turn out to be arguably a top 15 to top 10 player of all time when it's all said and done. No one. He wouldn't have been drafted in the second round in the first place. Even Melo said that at the time, the consensus was that Jusuf Nurkic was better. So if the Denver Nuggets were really trying to erase Melo, why not give number 15 to Jusuf Nurkic? Plus, when it comes to Jokic, the reason why he wore number 15, he told us already. He had a small interview with Paulo Banchero, I want to say a year or 2 years ago. And I'm going to play it. It's like a 7-second clip in which he explains why he wore number 15. So take a listen to what Jokic had to say.
What's the story behind 15?
I was chubby, I was big, and number 15 was the biggest jersey.
So yeah, so there you have it. So this has nothing to do with Melo. This is just something that Nikola Jokic has been doing for a while. I even Googled it and it comes to find out that Jokic has been wearing number 15 since youth basketball in Serbia. So maybe he wore it back then because of Melo, but I doubt it. That was his number. So he came in, number was available, asked for it, the franchise gave it to him. It's not the first time that a superstar, doesn't really get his number protected, quote unquote, by the franchise. Without a championship, it's kind of complicated for you to get that. For example, Ray Allen, who played for the Bucks, he wore number 34. They gave it to Giannis. Same scenario. Giannis was not a lottery pick, unless I'm mistaken. And then Giannis just blew up and ended up becoming a legend. And now people completely forgot that Ray Allen has that number. I'm pretty sure this has nothing to do with Ray Allen. It's not personal on the Milwaukee Bucks side. It just happened to happen, So it's unfortunate for Melo. And yeah, I at this point, man, it's not even about, new basketball fans not remembering Melo for his contribution to Denver, but it's just that Jokic has completely eclipsed what Melo had done. Again, with all due respect, like Melo never went into the finals. He never made it to the finals. I think the further he made it was in '09. It was Western Conference Finals. He played Kobe Bryant's Lakers pretty tough, but he lost, and that was about it. And Jokic already has 2 MVPs. He might win a third one. When it's all said and done, he might retire with 3 or 4 MVPs because he's always going to be in that conversation with Embiid and Giannis as long as he's in his prime, and he has at least 4 or 5 years, in my opinion. So it might be 3 or 4 MVPs. He might get another ring, and that was Denver's first championship ever. So just of that, I don't care if Jokic only played 2-3 years, that would still eclipse it. Like the fact that that's the franchise only championship just puts him in another galaxy compared to Melo for these fans. I don't know a lot of Denver Nuggets fans, but I'm sure if you ask them, even long tenure fans, they'll be like, yeah, man, it's Jokic's number. It is what it is. Like, for example, same with Kawhi, for example. He wore number 2 in Toronto. If you ask any Raptors fans, Kawhi stayed 1 year. He won Finals MVP, gave them a championship. They'll be like, yeah, man, that's Kawhi's number forever. It is what it is, Melo. So, yeah. And it's not like Melo had played there his whole career, right? He has a whole new legacy with a whole new number in New York. And having all of the love and the fame that he gets out of New York, that's more than enough. Like, your name is good in New York forever, unless there's a number 7 who gets your number and just does some Jokic stuff. That would be very sad for you, Melo. But yeah, you still have your legacy in New York, and I think at this point you might as well just walk away with that. That's very respectable. We will all remember you as one of the greatest scorers in NBA history. As far as talent, that hezzy that you have, so cool. Probably the most dangerous triple threat position ever, and everything. So we know that you were that dude, that skill. But when it comes to you versus Jokic, you lose on all ends, in my opinions. And Jokic finna be a lifelong Denver Nuggets. I don't think he ever gets traded. And if he's done with the NBA, he'll just go back to Serbia. So, yeah, man. It is what it is, Melo. We're going to close the video right here. If you made it this far, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys for checking me out. But more importantly, get in that comment section and give me your thoughts. Let's start that conversation. Should Melo still get his numbers retired in Denver? And in your mind, who's number 15 for Denver? Is it Melo or Nikola Jokic, and why? It's been your boy, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.